Hello and thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be over data and graphing, and it's going to be an introduction on how to graph dot plots. So when we're discussing data and graphing, you need to know that data represents information. It's information that you're looking at in math class. And graphing represents organizing that information. So when you graph information on a dot plot, you're putting information together in an organized way. Now, dot plots use dots or symbols to represent a data set, but you don't always only see dots or symbols. You can see pictures. Dot plots are very similar to picture graphs or pictographs, and dot plots can look many different ways. Let's look at some of the ways you may see a dot plot. So here is a very basic dot plot. As you can see, you have a title. And this dot plot is about the number of books read over summer break by students. And a really important part of dot plots is the key. You have to pay attention to the key. The key is going to give you helpful information so that you're reading the graph correctly. And in this case, I see that the key is telling me that one dot means one student. So when you look at your dot plots, you need to pay attention to what each dot represents. The other parts of the graph that you really need to pay attention to are the labels. So I see that my books read over summer break is my title. Number of books read at the bottom is a label, and that's telling me that these numbers represent the number of books read. The describing words, pay attention to those, and number lines. Dot plots have number lines. That's a big part of reading a dot plot. So in this case, the number line here starts at 0 and it goes to 9 or more. So if I'm looking to see how many students read one book over the summer, I will look at this column. Each dot represents 1. So when I count the dots, I know that 11 students read one book over the summer. Now, it's important to know on dot plots, if you don't have a key, if there's no key on the dot plot, then you're safe in assuming that every dot means 1. Let's take a look at another dot plot. Here's one where you don't necessarily have dots, but you have circles. And let's look at those labels and describing words. I see number of pets is my title. Number of pets at home are the numbers below. Here's my number line. And so let me see what my key tells me. The key is telling me that every time I see a circle, that represents 4 students. So when I'm looking at this dot plot, I'll count each of these symbols by 4.